There was a plant with a name that literally meant scarf vagina. It was renamed again to the familiar Venus flytrap.
Yo, I got an idea. How about we mix the scarf vagina and we mix Venus flytrap? You put it together, the Venus fly snatch. I'm Louie, flexing pythons. Today's reaction video is gonna be a little bit different. It's not centered on an animal, it's centered on a plant. Animals will be involved though because these animals are gonna be dying. I apologize for saying that in such a savage manner. But we're gonna be looking at some plants. They're gonna be eating mice, bugs of all kinds, even some reptiles like lizards and frogs. Frogs are an amphibian though, so I should have said reptiles and amphibians. The video we're gonna be looking at is from Wild Versus. Wild Versus, they do a bunch of videos on just wildlife. A lot of interactions in the wild between other animals, bunch of stuff. A link to their channel is gonna be down in the description below, as well as a link to the original video. So the title of the video that we're gonna be watching is called This Mouse Will Be Killed by a Plant. For we're basically gonna see a bunch of different types of plants, what they do, how they operate, what they eat, and how they catch their prey. Before we start this video, go down in the comments below, let me know, what is your favorite carnivorous plant? Off the top of my head, the only one that I know is the Venus flytrap, which I'm sure we're gonna see in here.
What if you had to feed your favorite plant a piece of meat every day to keep it happy? That's right. We're talking killer plants with rows of teeth and a massive appetite.
Ayo! It looks like a pot, right? Like a green pot. It reminds me of a Pokemon, Victreebel? How you say it?
So which plant should we avoid growing in the garden?
Ooh.
What kinds of animals can be taken down by a carnivorous plant? And could they ever kill a human? Probably the most famous of all the carnivorous plants is Dionea machifera, or the Venus flytrap. You can find this vicious vegetable in the subtropic wetlands of North and South Carolina in the United States. For years, it was called a tippity-twitchit.
A tippity-twitchit. A tippity-twitchit, a swiggity-swooty, a bippity-bobbity, squiggity-scoogity, I diggity-dig it.
For a while there was a plant with a name that literally meant scarf vagina. Obviously, that name was way too vulgar for early colonial America.
Scarf vagina. Shouldn't there be like an element of some type of warmth if you're gonna have scarf in there? There's no fluffiness on a Venus flytrap.
And so in 1759, North Carolina Governor Arthur Dobbs named the organism the flytrap sensitive. Yeah, you can see how popular that name would be.
Flytrap sedative? I like scarf vagina better.
By 1768, it was renamed again, this time to the familiar Venus flytrap, after Venus.
Yo, I got an idea. How about we mix the scarf vagina and we mix Venus flytrap? You put it together, the Venus fly snatch. That's what I would have called it, I guess.
Small amounts of a thick sugary nectar are secreted around the Venus flytrap's rim, the perfect feed for a hungry passerby. Each Venus flytrap also has 6 tiny hairs pointing straight up that act as a tripwire for potential prey. When a hair is triggered, a chemical timer begins, priming ion channels within the plant structure to act at a second's notice. If a second hair is triggered...
There's a frog! Yo, that's a frog, right? Yeah, with a little bit of the tail on there from tadpole stage. Man, I can't believe they eat frogs.
Within 20 seconds, this counts as confirmation of prey, and a chemical chain reaction begins inside the Venus flytrap.
That's insane, you can't get out of there,
close the mouth and trapping its prey. This elaborate tripwire timer solution helps prevent false alarms, like raindrops or falling leaves, from triggering the trap to close. So when a fly, spider, or any other insect clumsily walks into the waiting mouth of a Venus flytrap, it's lights out.
Ooh.
But it's once the mouth of a Venus flytrap swings shut that the nightmare for any trapped prey truly begins. Almost immediately, powerful digestive enzymes begin secreting from the inside of the Venus flytrap, dissolving and absorbing the captured meal. Flies actually only account for around 5% of a Venus flytrap's diet. They're actually not very picky. They'll eat...
That's another frog. You got a snail here? Yo, they eat all kinds of things.
Anything that walks right into their mouth. Dinner can include anything from hornets, spiders, snails, slugs, and even frogs.
Oh man.
Talk about home-delivered meals. Another plant that spends its spare
frog
time
legs and
devouring
all
unsuspecting animals is none other than the bladderwort. 2 words that are already
It said the bladderwort? The bladderwort. This is a different type of plant that eats bugs?
enough together.
Or something.
Found all over the world, the bladderwort is officially known as Utricularia, or little bag in Latin. On the branches of this aquatic plant are tiny bladder-like bags that double as prey traps.
Oh.
When not in use, these bladders are empty, and a negative pressure differential exists within the space. Tiny hairs line the entrance to the trap door, and when tiny swimming insects like fleas or water lice get too close, the trap door swings open, sucking water into the bladder at 4 meters per second. The speed of that strike means that bladderworts are officially the fastest plants on the planet. Once inside the bladder, prey is slowly dissolved, digested, and absorbed into nutrients.
That must be such a miserable death to be. And those things are nuts. They just suck you in like that.
To grow the plant and make more bladder. It's not just the animals that have a taste for flesh. Even the plants are homicidal maniacs.
Ooh.
We're talking, of course, about Drosera, or the sundew plant.
The sundew plant looked like something that kids would be licking thinking it's gonna get them high.
While you can find Drosera on every continent bar Antarctica, the vast majority of the at least 194 species can be found in Australia and New Zealand. The sundew employs a rather dastardly trick to lure, snare, and then digest its prey. Running up and down the length of Drosera's tentacles are these fine stalks, topped with a ball of sticky sweet mucilage excreted from the peduncular glands. It might taste sweet, but this mucilage holds a very deadly secret.
Ooh.
When a hungry fly, aphid, or ant stumbles into a waiting sundew's tentacle, the tentacle reacts instantly, curling inwards to make sure as many of the stalks are making as much contact with the prey's body as possible. The hapless insect becomes trapped, sticky mucilage quickly clogging their spiracles and suffocating them. The sundew plant then secretes esterase, peroxidase, phosphate, and other protease digestion enzymes to dissolve the prey and absorb the nutrients left over. This is one plant you probably best not touch. Pitcher.
Yo, these plants are so savage, man. That thing it just be swarming on these bugs, man. Like a snake does with a rat and coils around it. It's doing it with these bugs, but it's sticky. It's sticky. These bugs ain't getting away. That's nuts. And this is that other thing that I was looking at that we saw in the beginning where that rodent dropped into it. These things are interesting.
Plants grow in nutrient-poor soil, and as a result, have to find novel ways to get nitrogen and other handy nutrients for growth. They started by growing a distinctive cup and lid shape, often painted in bright, waxy colors to attract prey. Then they coated the rim of their cup in a sweet, waxy
squirrel.
nectar.
Yo, can a squirrel fall? Is that a squirrel? I don't know what it is. It kind of looks like a squirrel, kind of don't. I don't know. It looked like can it fall in there? How big do these things get?
Was equal parts irresistible and slippery. Added to the slimy coating is tiny
Yeah, we didn't
ridges
see it
that
fall
are
in
difficult
there.
to maintain a steady foothold, even in the millimeter-thin world of fly legs. Insects, spiders, and beetles are powerless to stop the inevitable slide into the waiting cup of the pitcher plant.
Wow. So it looked like it don't matter if you got wings or not. If you're on there, you're not expecting it. Right when you slip in, there ain't no flying out of there. You done.
What awaits the unfortunate prey at the bottom of the pitcher's cup is the worst and last swim they'll ever have. Falling prey become immersed in powerful digestive juices, which get to work immediately to dissolve and digest the prey while still alive. It's a horrific death, even if you somehow manage to drown straight away, being slowly eaten from the outside in. But it's not just bees and flies that end up swimming in the stomach of the world's hungriest plant. Every now and then, a small, curious animal finds itself victim of the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, there it goes.
Pitcher plants have been found in
Dang.
half-digested frogs, lizards, and
Dang.
even rats.
Yo, dang, look at that. Person recording, that's kind of messed up, though. You just literally watched a rodent drop in there. You're just like, I'll just leave him in there. We'll come back later and we'll film me taking him out. Man, that thing is big, though. Look at that. It looks huge. At least this angle makes it look huge. I don't know how big that rodent is.
In their
I
stomach.
don't want to fall in one of those.
Birds aren't safe either. And while it may take a while to dissolve a blue tit, give a pitcher plant enough time and it'll be ready for seconds. So, what everyone wants to know, are there carnivorous plants out there that are dangerous to humans? The short answer, no. Venus flytraps have the bite force of a paperclip, and I'm yet to find a pitcher plant big enough to
Yo, that movie. I don't know if you... Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of... Seymour. Yeah, that was a good movie.
swallow a middle-aged, out-of-shape voice actor. So for now, breathe easy. But maybe, just in case, be nice to your houseplants. You'll never know when you need a leafy ally. And that's all we have time for today.
Man, that's
Which
nuts.
carnivorous plant creeped you out the most?
Which ones creeped you out the most? Right here. You tell me. My favorite one out of all these that I see, that's the pitcher plant. Just how things drop and it's just, I don't know. It caught a rat. Like, that's insane. Insane. But all of them are interesting. The sundew, how it would just be wrapping up on everything. It's all sticky. The bladderwort, it'd just be sucking stuff in. The Venus flytrap, that's just a classic we all know. That's pretty cool overall. Tell me which one you guys thought was the coolest down in the comments below.
Will you eat a salad to assert dominance?
Will you eat a salad to insert dominance? That was a good way to end it. So that was a video from Wild versus watching carnivorous plants. I thought those were pretty cool. I did find out that at Home Depot they actually sell Venus flytraps, which kind of got me the idea to maybe see if there's a video like this, and there was. So I was pretty pleased to learn a little bit about these carnivorous plants. I hope you guys did too. If you guys made it this far, guys, please go down there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It really means a lot to me. It does a lot for the channel and the growth of it. Also, be sure to follow me on my social media platforms. I'm Flexin' Pythons on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. New videos coming out every Tuesday and Friday. Until the next one, y'all have a good one.